Hi, my name is Natalie Ball. I just graduated from North Olmsted High School, and I'll be attending Seton Hill University in the fall. I'm part of the science internship program, and the title of my research project is Exploring Turnaround Time in Electrophysiology and Catheterization Laboratory Setting. Previous studies that examined turnaround time in the cath and EP labs were initiated due to low utilization of the labs and excessive waiting for non-emergency cases. And these and other related problems were attributed to conflicts with scheduling. As indicated by one of the studies, it is elective cases rather than emergency cases that cause issues with scheduling. And these issues have occurred from variations in schedules due to scheduling practices, availability of labs, and patient preferences. The primary objective of this project is to evaluate variables that may contribute to delays in patient throughput, when the secondary objectives are to improve patient throughput time by identifying opportunities for process improvement and to increase patient satisfaction. The methodology, institutional review board exemption was granted for this study, and the data was recorded using documentation obtained in the pre, intra, and post-operative periods. And these are some of the variables that we collected, such as procedure type, time that the patient was in the room, official start and end time, and whether or not a sheath was pulled in the room or closure device deployed. And the data from the study was stored and analyzed in a password-protected Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, and no protected health information was associated. The chart to the right represents the time difference in the time that the patient is on the table until they are draped, and it was recorded in minutes. And the median time you can see is 9 minutes. And this chart represents the time that the patient is on the table until the official start time. And the official start time occurs when the timeout is performed, and a timeout is a process performed prior to procedure to ensure that the doctors and nurses are on the same page by communicating information such as procedure type, patient name, or allergies. This next chart is the difference between the time that the patient was on the table until they are draped, until the official start time. And the negative numbers in the range indicate that a timeout was completed prior to the time that the patient was draped. This chart shows the difference between the scheduled time and the time that the patient is on the table for the data collected. And once again, the negative numbers indicate that the patient was on the table prior to the scheduled time, and negative numbers are desirable because they indicate that the case will start on time. And this chart just represents the difference between the scheduled and the official start time. This graph, it shows the mean time from the time that the procedure ends until the time that the patient leaves for sheath pulls and closure devices used. A sheath is a short, hollow tube that's inserted into the blood vessel in like an arm or leg of the patient, and the catheters are introduced into the blood vessel through the sheath. At the end of the procedure, a sheath is pulled, and either manual pressure is held by one of the team members, which is represented by the pulling sheath bar, or else a closure device is deployed and a water-soluble sealant is delivered on a shaft of a delivery catheter to the surface of the artery, and that's shown the 17.91 bar. In this study, turnaround time was defined as a difference in minutes from the time one patient left the room until the next patient entered. And you can see the data on the right is a snapshot of turnaround time in the cath lab, taken from a day when data collection was continuous. The mean time spent by patients on the table prior to the procedural start time was less than 20 minutes in the study. And at comparable populations of sheaths pulled at the time and closure devices deployed, the difference in the mean time from when the procedure ended until the patient left the room is negligible. The mean cath lab turnaround time exceeds the departmental goal of 20 minutes, and the mean time between having the patient draped and beginning the procedure was under 10 minutes. For conclusions, it was concluded that Failure to allot sufficient time to complete a procedure contributes to delays in scheduling. And late arrivals of physicians and patients contribute to delays in scheduled cases, and that improvement in communication between all members of the team will increase patient flow. This is my reference. And I'd like to thank the Office of Civic Education Initiatives for the opportunity to participate in this program, and also the entire staff of Fairview Hospital's Cath and EP labs for helping with data collection and for including me in their team. The Cath lab managers, Deb Pora and Chris Vassar, for their inspiration behind this research and the support along the way, and my mentor, Mario Scarsupino, and co-mentors, Cindy and Tracy Kovach, for their support and guidance. Thanks.